Acdsee Photo Studio Ultimate 2025. Let's take a look at this program. I have used this in the past. I've purchased this program. However, this time they sent me a code to try the new version out. First off, new features for 2025. With the digital asset management, they have a lot of activities going on in the background. They're going to be checking for keywords that they can apply to the images. They're going to be looking for faces. Now there is an activity manager that allows you to turn on and turn off those processes. In my case, I have an old computer at the moment. It's great to be able to turn that off when I don't want that running. So very cool. Now they added tabs to the management feature. That means you can have multiple tabs of different things going on. If you want a file list of one folder, another file list of a different folder, a few other options, maybe a search going on at the same time, you can do that with the multiple tabs. Looks like there's more adjustment related to keywords in the program. It says assign, unassign, or delete multiple keywords or categories simultaneously. They did the AI super resolution feature. So if you have older photos that are low resolution, in my case, I have some old photos that are 2 megapixel. I can try it out on those, see if it improves things. You can have the option to do super resolution. They redesigned the masking group in develop mode. So you can have a lot of features related to processing using AI functionality, recognizing faces, recognizing keywords. That way you don't have to type in the keywords and go through all your photos like, is this a car? Is this a tree? Stuff like that. I have adjusted things slightly, but this is basically the default view. You've got your list of folders on one side. You've got your selected folder. On the other side here, we've got properties, advanced search, and activity manager. That's one of the new features. As we look at activity manager, we've got the AI keywords functionality, the face detect, and the previews. Turn them on, turn them off as needed. Go into one of these folders. This is the one that I have the most photos in. I selected a bunch of pictures from my archive just to get a general idea and see how the keywording works with a bunch of different types of photos. We got the ACDC metadata, categories, keywords, AI keywords, a lot of stuff going on. We can expand these as needed. If you want to apply categories to things, you can do that. Collections. Type in keywords yourself and apply those to the images. Then there's also tabs on the bottom. You've got your standard metadata. So you can see what type of camera it is. A lot of information, the aperture used, shutter speed. Depends on if there's EXIF in the photo itself. With that, you've got a bunch of filters. You can apply colors to images. You can apply numbers to images. If I only wanted rating 1 images, I can do that type of thing. One of the big things that I do with this program is use it in my videos for comparison. So if I select 2 images or more, it could be multiple. Go into tools and then compare images. I can zoom in, zoom out. I can link them so that they move at the same time. You have other options here. If you want the histogram, you can do that. If you want this additional information, you can do that. A lot of stuff. You can merge HDR images. So basically select this group of images with different exposures of the same scene. If you go into process and HDR, there we go. So very simple way to do HDR. You have a few options here to decide what you want it to look like. Let's try detailed. Additional options here. You can say where you want it, what format you want to have it in, and let it do its thing. All right, here is our HDR image. Let's go into the view mode. That's it. Very easy to do. Definitely has more detail. Obviously, there aren't a ton of options with that feature, but hey, if you want to do something like this, try it out. You can also do focus stacking. Again, go into process, focus stack. You got the 3 images selected. On the bottom here, the focus stack showed up depending on what folder you put in. Let's check it out. I can use that comparison feature to see if there is any real difference. I'm going to take 3 of them. So 2 of the original and 1 stacked image. So we can go into compare. There we go. This one's the stack. These are the 2 additional ones. As we zoom in, clearly there is a difference. So it took the good stuff from this one, put it in there. As we scroll up, looking for the good stuff of this one, put it up here. So it appears to work. Yeah. And then obviously whatever's going on here was not in these 2. It was in the one that I did not include, as well as right here. So definitely appears to function. Simplifying this functionality. Obviously there aren't a huge amount of options with the feature, but hey, maybe it'll be good enough. There is a photo merge feature. You can move your camera around and take multiple photos and then merge those together. And you get quite enough to make a larger photo, but hey, this is a very challenging one with so many branches and such. But it was only a few photos, so looks okay. I don't see any serious problems offhand. Here's a new feature, at least new to me. I'm not sure if this is specific to 2025, but you have tab functionality. Let's do the main directory. go back here. We can take this photo, drop it in here. Yeah, very nice, very easy. Obviously, you can use this panel as well on the side for files and such, but having multiple tabs can be convenient. Another potential option for using the multiple tabs is with markings. So in this case, if I only want the red one, purple one, whatever, go like that, and then have another one with only the yellow. Let's go into the filtering, grouping, sorting. With the grouping feature, you can group by, let's say, author, camera. So let's select camera. Now we can scroll through the list here, see what we got. We have a Canon EOS 30D. We can minimize that. Canon EOS M100, M5, M50, M6 Mark II, SL2. So we have a lot going on there. And I can pin this table of contents. So now we can see a big list of the cameras in this folder. So we've got the Z5, Pentax, K5, K7, phones, 360-degree camera, a lot going on, X100F. So that's a super useful feature if you're trying to deal with multiple devices and you want to split them up. Very easy to do in here. We can also sort. In this case, you can sort by usual things, but if you click more, then we've got full EXIF sorting. Let's say we want to sort by the ISO. Say, for example, this one's ISO 50. As we go down the list, you can see the ISO increasing because it's based on the sort. The AI keywording functionality is super useful. It's going to automatically add various simple words to things like computer, tree, house, bridge, whatever. And that's definitely helpful when you're, let's say you want to make a video about houses that you've been to or something. You can use this functionality to find a bunch of houses in your photo archive. It has processed these images. You've got your panel on the side. We've got properties, advanced search, and activity manager. But let's first make sure you're in the properties tab on the top. And then on the bottom, we've got metadata, organize, and file. Make sure you go to organize. Now we've got access to all of this other stuff. The AI keywords is on the bottom, so you can minimize these other ones. In this case, this one random photo I selected found nature, sky, and tree. So you could add those as full dedicated keywords or just leave them as the AI keywords. Architecture, building, food. There are donuts in there. That is true. Here we've got nature, sky, tree. Also true. Nature, natural event, sky, tree. Architecture, building, clothing, person. So it's going to be basic keywords, but you get the idea. Here we go. This one's got more to it. Food, drink, wine, kitchenware, plate, tableware, furniture, lighting, table. This is a good example of a nice mix of keywords that it found. Obviously, it doesn't know where it is. That's in Japan. So some of them might not find anything. Some of them it might find unusual stuff, but you can see this image that's not even the right orientation. Found quite a bit from it. Building. That's a church, but I mean, it's a building, so that counts. If you need to find out your pizzas from the past that you've taken photos of, you can do that with this program. Got this Papa John's here. So on that note, let's say we want to search for all of the pizzas that we've taken photos of and are in our photo archive. On the top right, we have that properties tab that we're on at the moment, but also advanced search. That's where we're going to go to search for AI keywords. Click advanced search. Now we have the criteria option. There's a little plus. You're going to click that plus and type in AI into this filter. And we've got the ACDC metadata option or list group, whatever you want to call it, and AI keywords. Click plus. Now that's one of the things we can search on. Let's say pizza. Here are all the pizzas that it found in my list of test photos. Let's say we wanted to isolate this pizza and change the background. You have a lot of options here. You've got the develop tab, which is what I generally use. This is non-destructive edits. You also have the edit tab, which is potentially destructive edits, but you obviously will save it as a different file. Let's go into develop. This is where you can do all of the adjustments to a raw photo, or it doesn't have to be raw. It could be JPEGs as well. In this case, we're going to make it pop, add some additional clarity because it looks a little blurry. But you have a huge amount of options here. You can selectively adjust colors. You can selectively adjust areas of the photo. So if I only want the purple areas, blue areas, they changed how masking works in the develop tab. So now you have a lot more options do some background masking, you just click on it and you can see what it came from with that. If we want to adjust the mask here, we can do that. Get rid of this plate. We want only pizza. There we go. So if you want to do selective color pizza adjustments, you can do that. But these are going to be global because that's not the masking area. Or you can turn this off. It's tough to cover all this stuff because there's just a huge amount of options in every single tab of this. Wanted to take it one step further. Wanted to say blur out the background or something. Let's go into the edit tab from here. Now you have all these options. Select subject, select background, select sky, remove background, blur background. Click blur. And there we go. So one click, you can keep clicking it to increase the blur. I actually used this recently. Yeah, so that's cool. And then you've got a bunch of duplicate functionality from here related to the develop tab, but these are potentially destructive edits compared to the develop that is not. Here you can add text, you can add watermarks. Put this up here, and obviously this is layer based. Let's change the color of it. Yeah, there we go. Is it pizza time? It is pizza time though. Let's say we didn't want the blur, we just wanted one of the blurs. It's layer based, so you can remove those, add them, use them if you want. I have a bunch of photos of myself throughout the years, some random goofy pictures, and there is a lot of face related functionality to the program. So on the top, we've got the people tab. It doesn't have to be this little icon. You can adjust that in the settings, but at the moment it's a square icon. We've got the named and unnamed. Click unnamed. This is what it found, and then it also grouped them. Obviously I'm the same person, but these pictures are through the years, so there's a difference in my face if I'm younger or older. There's also differences in the background, which it appears to consider. So these are all from one photo set. It found those together. It found a person, gives the option to name them. So press that, press enter, or jump to the second one. Or if I want to go over here, younger Scott. This one probably is younger Scott as well. Yeah, so this is a mix of me in different eras. So it found that same name, applied that. Went into the name tab. I have to hit this refresh icon. Now I've got the two Scotts. I've got the younger Scott and the regular Scott. So if I double click on younger Scott, we've got various options here. So we've got the faces through the years, or we've got the full photo. A lot of options. Okay, now it looks down here. It says suggested faces. Is this younger Scott? The one on the right is definitely younger Scott. The one on the left is as well, actually. It just looks a bit different. Let's say yes. So it adds those to the list. So you can see it's starting to find images that I don't want it to show. I delete these. If you go into one of them, you can see this is in Japan. I think I was 24 at the time. Let's go back into the people tab. Go back into unnamed. So it found more people. So this is a combo. Here it found one of my friends. This was on a photo shoot. So it found the same person. Also similar situation. Found the same person, same cosplay. Yeah, so there's a good bit of functionality here. Obviously over time with a face detection feature, you're going to be collecting a lot, having a huge list of people, and it'll just be so much easier in the future to be able to look through that list and then find a person, send them photos, type of thing. If you're doing cosplay photography or portrait photography, people photography of people consistently, then you'll have a collection of that person most likely. And obviously the system won't do it perfect every time, but you know, you'll have that option to tag them manually if you need to, type of thing. Go into the edit tab again. Doing a blur the background. One click. Yeah, not too bad. So clearly it didn't get perfect thing, but we could go in here and adjust this. So if we wanted to adjust how it worked, go in here and using this drawing tool, I can kind of fix it up a little bit here and there. There we go. So even if the system doesn't do it perfectly, you can have that option to adjust it as needed. Go a step further. So if I wanted to make a quick thumbnail with this image, I could do that. Another feature I find super useful is the integration into File Explorer on Windows. So if you don't see a preview of an image, you can right click on here, and AC/DC has its pick view option. So now I can see what it is. I can click on this and jump into a version of AC/DC. This is more of like a viewer type thing. But if I wanted to go into that folder, I can click manage at this point, and then it jumps into there. Allows me to go through the full list of photos with previews and such. So now we've got this folder with all these specific images. In addition to all of that, you can also see statistics on your database. In this case, this is all of the stuff that it has processed. So we've got 1,239 total images at the moment, 34 total cameras. So I can click here and see what the camera breakdown is. This is super cool. Most of them are from the M50. We've got the Pentax IST DS. That was my original DSLR. There's different file types in this case. RAW, JPEG. GPR is GoPro. Very cool. Let's do a few more searches so you can see I have some animals in here. Let's go back to that AI keywords. So we've got 2 rabbits here. Are there any dogs? I think that kind of works, but that's a yakisoba. Is a hot dog a sandwich? According to ACDC AI, it is. Confirmed. Think of generic things. Okay, we've got pumpkins. Pumpkins can be food, but in this case, they are jack-o'-lanterns. Strawberries, tea, vehicle. So here's all the vehicles in my list of photos. Different boats, cars. Obviously, it's not perfect, but hey, pretty cool. So search for people in here. You can do as well with AI keywords. Yeah, that's got a hand. I guess these count. Yep, a bunch of pictures of me. Acdsee Photo Studio Ultimate 2025. They keep adding to it. It's a huge program. There's so much to look at. I can just kind of scratch the surface. I use mostly the Manage tab, the Develop tab, so those non-destructive edits and such. And then maybe I'll pull it into a different program if I want, but the Edit tab is here as well. If you want to do all that stuff in here, depending on your preferences, you have a bunch of ways to instantly mask things, which is super helpful. I mentioned in thumbnails for photos. I really need to, at some point, make an archive of all of my images and then let this program go through it, find everything, do all the keywording, all the face stuff, and then maybe in the future I'll be like, hey, I found this old photo of a friend or something and send it to them, which would be nice. Again, keep in mind that they sent me a code to this program for 2025 and I'm making a video. So yeah, I've used this program for many years at this point. After Adobe went to only software as a service, looked for alternatives, and this was one of them that I tried. I liked how the file management worked. That was the main key feature for me personally. I'm an affiliate as well, so in the link down below, I'll have my affiliate link, but I also have their general link if you want to click that instead.